Good afternoon. This video provides an executive summary of the Sustainability Plan Recommendations Report created by Natural Capitalism Solutions in conjunction with the college. It plays into capital planning because of the number of recommendations that will require resources, some of them very large, over the next several years. The resources needed must be considered when committing resources to all of the master plans of the college. The plan document outlines long-term goals as well as short-term targeted goals. Long-term, the college strives to be carbon neutral by the year 2050, as well as produce zero waste. Additional long-term goals include reducing transportation-related emissions by 85%, sourcing 50% of our general purchases through sustainable vendors, and 75% of our food through sustainable vendors, and reducing the use of all potable water and toxic chemicals from groundskeeping. Natural Capitalism Solution provided 94 targeted goals broken into 8 program areas. The program areas include energy and buildings, transportation, waste, water, grounds, food and sourcing, purchasing and procurement, and health and safety. And as with any plan, some of the recommendations are easier and less costly to implement than others. Examples of targeted goals are presented on the next 2 slides. There are 94 targeted goals in total, but for presentation purposes, just 2 goals per program area are presented as examples. For instance, under Energy and Buildings, there's a recommendation to assess and improve the building envelope on all CMC buildings. In the Water program area, there's a recommendation to do gray water research. These 94 goals have been prioritized by NCS, or Natural Capitalism Solutions, and the college will now further prioritize within the scope of our human and financial resources. Other examples of targeted goals are to promote permaculture design on all college grounds and to establish local sustainable vendor preferences. Funding options for the plan could include creating a green revolving fund. This is where the savings that are created through green initiatives are then reinvested into additional green initiatives. The challenge here is the tracking of the savings and the continual battle of ever-increasing rates, which eat up those savings. Another option would be green financing, and this is where we might bundle a few green projects together and finance them in order to get the projects done sooner. An example is the solar fields at both our Leadville and Rifle campuses. These were financed, and the payment amount is less than what the total monthly electric bill average had been in the past. Obviously, with this approach, we don't save as much, but it does allow the project to be done and in action much sooner than paying cash for the project. And thirdly, reserve funding. It is the intent of the college to begin to build a reserve to fund some of the recommendations in the plan. However, reserve funding may not be enough to accomplish the entire recommendations in the plan. Here's a look at what we have done so far to address all of these goals. Campus green teams have been in place for a couple of years, and they have been doing great work at the campus level around recycling, composting, bees, transportation, Earth Day projects, and more. We have also done many energy management projects since the energy audit that occurred in 2010. In April of this past year, we marked the second time that we held a college-wide sustainability conference hosted by our Steamboat Springs campus, and the third year of spring sustainability conferences at the college. And the college, of course, continues to invest in energy management and facilities initiatives that support this plan, with $900,000 included in the 2016-17 budget for direct support to this plan. So what are our next steps? We're in the process of identifying a college-wide sustainability plan steering committee, and this committee will then prioritize the recommendations in the plan and create a timeline for implementing them. They will additionally propose funding sources for implementation. And ultimately, the goal is to institutionalize policies and programs across all campuses and embed them into our daily operations. All of this in support of our overarching goal to be carbon neutral by 2050.